Hi, Chalk Squad, it's Dylan.
From the grave, it's Andrew.
From the grave?
That's died.
So dark. Okay. All right. Well, you know what's not dark? The episode you're about to listen to. Or maybe it is, because here's the deal. The episode you're about to listen to was originally a bonus episode of the show that was behind a paywall. And as part of such, it was not edited or censored or really anything. So I've gone ahead and marked it explicit for the public publishing. It might not be, but I figure we better cover our bases. And I'm not going to go through and re-listen to all of these to verify. So just have fun with unedited, off the cup, probably drinking alcohol, Dylan and Andrew.
Yeah.
Because
it was a joy to make. I hope it's a joy to listen to.
Yep. So anyways, enjoy this, guys. Hello and welcome to the Wad Fam Chalkpot. I'm Dylan Weaver.
And I'm Andrew Sabo.
And we are going speedy today.
So fast. Makes no sense because the episode's short.
Oh, yeah. You know what? We could really drag it out.
Down in here.
Andrew, what do you mean the episode's short?
Well, Dylan, this is split season summer.
Split season summer, you say?
Not the M. Night Shyamalan movie. No. These are split episodes of Adventures in Odyssey. The classic 20-minute time slot cut down into two wonderfully vague 11-minute bites. Some might call the plain Cheerios of Odyssey.
You know what? Yeah, why not?
Okay, we're okay with this analogy?
Sure.
We need to pad out this episode. What are your thoughts on plain Cheerios, Dylan?
Why? When you have Honey Nut.
Exactly. Or Frosted, or even the multigrain.
No. Multigrain I can respect, even though I don't want to eat them.
Yeah. Frosted
can get out of here.
They're good. I mean, they're sugary.
There's so many good Frosted cereals.
True.
Cheerios is not one of them.
Okay.
Give me a Frosted Flake. Give me a Frosted Mini Wheat. I don't want your Frosted Cheerio.
Okay. I mean, some might say...
The Honey Nut is sweet.
Yeah. It's definitely sweet. I had Honey Nut Cheerios this morning. You'll get no arguments from me.
I don't eat cereal anymore.
Really?
I also don't eat breakfast.
I literally got up this morning and ate cereal and thought to myself, I bet you Dylan eats cereal for breakfast.
I think pre-pandemic, I was a big cereal guy. Okay. And then in the time since, it's just...
no breakfast.
Yeah, exactly. Well, because it's like when you're not leaving your house, you don't want to, have a third meal.
Yeah.
And then right. I just never got back on the train afterwards. Every once in a while, I'll, have a Pop-Tart or a banana or something, but it's not part of my life anymore.
No, I wake up super hungry pretty much every morning, unfortunately. So, breakfast is always a mandatory. Lunch can be skipped. We can snack around lunch. We can work around lunch. But, breakfast, mandatory. Otherwise, you get a very upset and lacking in functioning Andrew.
I wish...
non-functional.
Well
Much
done.
Better wording. Thank you.
See, so I wish... A professional what?
Ooh. Well, sleeper if the interview goes well. That's the goal. Is to get a professional sleeping gig.
I like it.
Sponsored by Purple.
That's the one you went for. Sure, why not?
Over Helix, or who do you think is a better sponsor for my sleep?
I mean, we've also got Lisa. Never forget Lisa.
True.
So,
what episode are we talking about today, Dylan?
Oh wow, have we not done that yet?
I don't know.
So we're talking about episode 428A.
Yes.
The Eternal Birthday.
Wait, what?
The Eternal Birthday.
I covered Where There's Smoke and the Virtual Kid.
How? Andrew, how? It's the first one on the list I sent you.
I'm so sorry, Dylan. No. Oh. So that's what it looks like when you don't open the file. I'm so sorry.
You're a disaster.
I'm such a mess.
Well, at least this was just an extra recording we were squeezing in. You want to talk about a bonus episode now?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, I say we leave all this in.
Okay.
And we just start the bonus episode right now.
Bonus content rolling in, folks.
How do we feel about everything we've set up to this point being in the bonus episode?
Well,
Is that a bad idea?
Not at all. I think it's what the audience wants. I'm so sorry, Dylan. I'm so sorry. I got up, I sat down, I I did the full prep thing. I was so ready. I thought this was perfect. Because where there's smoke is the whole bit with Nick being a smoker. I had bits prepared.
Oh my word. Yeah, I haven't listened to that one. No, because I prepped for the correct episode.
Yes, naturally.
In which Liz Horton has her birthday over and over again. And I was going to transition really nicely at some point because the episode starts off with her mom making her birthday waffles.
Oh.
And we were just talking about breakfast for 20 minutes.
Perfect. I'm sorry. I've ruined everything.
It's fine. That's what I get for trying to send you the whole schedule rather than just one episode.
At a time. Well, no, this is good. I need the whole schedule. I pulled it up. I looked at it, and I did not open it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, with that nonsense out of the way,
hi guys. Thank you for paying money to listen to this.
Yeah. You know what? I kind of love this.
Yeah. I think this is what the people want.
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, look, if you don't want this, I'm sorry. If you didn't want to hear about Andrew's personal life, I am very sorry. If you happen to be involved in Andrew's personal life and didn't want that to be paid content, I'm also sorry, Alyssa.
What do you think? She pays money to listen to me speak?
I absolutely don't, but I do feel really weird about it.
That is fair. All right, we're pulling up.
So yeah, we've got continuation of fanfic.
Mm-hmm.
Peek behind the curtain. We tried to cover this piece before and weren't able to because of some audio recording issues. So now we're gonna cover it. The story begins. No offense, Miss Kendall, but your knowledge on the subject appears to be lacking in both sense and experience. Sometimes I wish Eugene would just speak in plain English. Why did I even invite him to co-host my radio show with me? I thought a guy's perspective on my special call-in show on relationships would be helpful, but instead it's just become a headache. We'll return after this brief message from our sponsor, I announced into the microphone, clicking on a commercial to play. The lyrics for Bernard Walton's janitorial service rang out. All the way from here to Fiji, Bernard Walton uses his squeegee. I turned to Eugene. The show is called Candid Conversations with Connie, and guess what? I'm Connie. I have every right to speak my mind, and I do know what I'm talking about. No offense, but you just don't have the experience I have on the issue of relationships. I'm married. Sure, but I've dated. It's not like I'm clueless in the area. But you can't argue the fact that I've had more success in my relationship. The last guy you dated is now in Budapest.
Got him.
Low blow, Eugene. As an FBI agent, that's very admirable. I didn't want to talk about Mitch. I certainly didn't want to talk about all my failures in guy-girl relationships. Regardless, Eugene continued, what you told that last caller just wasn't true. Just because a boy talks to you doesn't mean he's necessarily interested in pursuing a relationship.
That does seem like reasonable advice.
The commercial for Walton Janitorial Service wrapped up, and my caller light blinked incessantly at me. No matter how annoyed I was with Eugene, I had to go on with the show. Welcome back. We'll take our next caller with a question about relationships. Hello, you're on Candid Conversations with Connie. And Eugene, my co-host piped in. What's your name? I asked. My name is Melanie, said the voice over the phone, and I was wondering what you do when a guy seems to like you, but he doesn't approach you. Is it okay if I invite him to go out with my friends? Sure, that would be a great idea. It'd make you much more approachable. And if he's scared, that takes the pressure off. Excuse me if I interrupt momentarily, Eugene. Do you have to disagree with everything I say? I asked him. Of course not, just when you're wrong. My personal belief, speaking as a male, is that you can be friendly and approachable without initiating the relationship. Men at our core are pursuers, and although it might be easier for our female counterparts to make the first move, it immediately puts our relationship in a skewed fashion, with the female in a leadership role. In other words, he disagrees, I explained to our audience. I believe that you should wait for him to invite you to an event, Eugene said, and I believe you should ask him to go to a party with some of your friends. Good guys are hard to find. You need to snatch one up when you have the chance.
Snatching up men. It's Connie's game.
Good guys aren't that difficult to find, Eugene said. Well, of course you can say that because you're a guy. You don't know what it's like. Smart, kind, Christian young men aren't always around.
Notice how she didn't say hot.
Looks don't matter. Smart, kind, Christian. Those are the non-negotiables.
Dylan, why do you think I'm here? Why do you think I stare into your eyes for 4 years?
Not because I'm hot, but because I'm smart, kind, and Christian.
Sure. If that makes you feel better, the dreamy pools of brown that rest right above your nose.
Oh, boy. Perhaps I could issue a challenge, Miss Kendall. Eugene spoke directly into the microphone. What kind of challenge? I didn't have a good feeling about this. How about I set you up with a friend of mine? I believe I could choose a young man for you of high quality who would fit your description of a great guy.
Ooh, I love this.
It felt like all Odyssey held its breath while I weighed this out. How could I decline his offer when all the listeners out there heard the challenge with their own ears? So even though I didn't think Eugene knew a great guy from a lawn ornament, what choice did I have? Okay, I guess. My reluctance was evident. Wonderful. We'll have a double date with Katrina this weekend. Shall we say Saturday? Sure, Saturday. And on next week's show, I'll report how it went. Fair enough. Oh boy.
I'm just imagining Eugene walking up to a yard sale and picking up a gnome and being like, Connie, I found the best guy for you. He's a little, he doesn't speak much, but...
Eugene, you don't even know me. It's a gnome pun.
Oh. I missed the M. I couldn't even hear it. Oh, God bless.
Reluctantly, I got ready that Saturday night. I wanted to look nice, but not too nice, you know. We were meeting at the Odyssey bowling alley and going out for pizza afterward. Miss Kendall, we're over here, Eugene called when I walked through the front door. He and Katrina introduced me to their friend Alvin. What can I say about Alvin?
He was
nice and a Christian and, well, a little different. Connie, this is Alvin, Eugene said. Hello, Alvin, I said. Hello. You probably thought that the world was invented with the creation of the telephone, didn't you? What? The word hello. Do you realize how old that word is? I never really thought about it. In actuality, the word hello originally comes from the word hollow, an 1880s term used as a cry of surprise. Hello dates back to about 1700, but a variant allu appears in King Shakespeare's King Lear a century earlier. Alvin grinned at me with satisfaction. Fascinating, Eugene concurred. It's also interesting to note that Alexander Graham Bell proposed the word ahoy when answering the telephone instead. Yeah.
Please tell me that's true.
I said.
Please tell me that's true. I really want to answer the phone with ahoy.
Just do the Francis Ha. Ahoy, sexy.
Ahoy, sexy. That's the play. That's gonna get me really far in my career if I pick up the phone.
Ahoy, sexy.
Ahoy, sexy. Do you have
best
any children for me to take care of? Yeah, right? That doesn't go well.
Yeah, no, I get right. It's that's him flirting in that movie. You know, hey, watch Francis Ha if you haven't, folks. It's one of my favorites.
That's our plug for the episode.
Do we do plugs on bonus episodes? We do not, but you know,
Historically.
whatever. Yeah, I said. So what are your hobbies, Alvin? I have numerous hobbies. Interesting that you would call them hobbies. The word originates from the French word hob. Eugene, what did you get me into? What was wrong with Alvin, Miss Kendall? Eugene asked me the next day. Besides the fact that he made pterodactyl noises at the pizza shop, he was merely demonstrating the mating call of a deceased species. I found it quite interesting. I wiped the last crumbs off the Wits End counter, the soda shop where I worked. Nothing was wrong with him. We just didn't click. He's kind, generous, intelligent, a Christian. What more could you require? Maybe, I thought about it, someone who is a little more like me. Nosy, constantly tardy, and a fan of lime popsicles.
Amen.
Going for the jugular again.
Dang, Eugene is cut throat.
Is Eugene supposed to be right?
I hope. I mean, lime popsicles that's a terrible take.
Yeah. Is there a worse popsicle than lime?
No. I mean, like meat. Like if we go out of the popsicle world.
Sure, but yeah, no, I agree. Lime's bad.
Yeah.
I sat down at one of the counter stools. You think more logically than I do. The perfect guy doesn't just meet a certain. The perfect guy doesn't just meet a list of certain requirements. I need to feel like we're compatible in our personalities. Like you and Katrina are. You have different personalities, but they work well together. You like each other even though you're not the same. And we do have a lot in common. Exactly. I think I understand. I apologize for putting you in an uncomfortable situation. Eugene patted my shoulder. It's okay. I know you meant well. It just takes both the right quality. I know you meant well. It just takes both the right qualities and the appropriate compatibility, he finished for me. I see now why it might be difficult to find the right one. I guess it just takes time, I said. Customers began to trickle in, and I headed back to the cash register. I should be going, he said. I'll see you later. Behind me, I heard him walk to the door and turn around. But for what it's worth, Miss Kendall, Connie, I think when the right guy comes along, he's going to be a very blessed man indeed.
Aww.
Thanks, Eugene. I guess I learned that romantic relationships are confusing, but God can bring them into our lives at the right time, and along the way, he gives us some pretty good friends.
Dang. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Eugene's very mean.
Eugene comes across very mean. I can't quite figure out what the show's perspective is on when Connie's like, just ask the guy out.
Yeah.
Or the show, the writer.
Mm-hmm. The author.
The author. Well, so here's the fun pull back the curtain. That is, I guess, loosely fanfic, but it is technically, I don't think it's technically canon, but that was written by Kathy Buchanan and published in Focus on the Family's Brio magazine for teen girls. Or young girls. I guess that's that.
No wonder. Interesting. Wow.
That's why I slipped and said the show's perspective. But
I mean, it is Kathy.
Right. Where I'm like, is she trying to show two sides of a thing, or is she trying to discourage women from making the first move? I want to give her the benefit of the doubt, but it doesn't look great.
I think, yeah, it doesn't feel great, certainly. That's pretty yucky. I mean, yeah, no. If you've got the confidence to go for it, I say do it.
Yeah. Oh my word.
100%. I think it's really whoever's got the chutzpah to do it first is really the person that should be doing it.
Dude, there is a zero. I guess there's not a zero chance, but like, girl asks me out, I'm marrying that girl. Like,
Yeah.
like I am. Yeah.
It hasn't.
All for that.
I've had mixed experiences. Sometimes they go really well. Sometimes it's like, oh goodness, you're trying really hard because of something else.
Sure.
That's not great.
Sure. Yeah.
But you can't disqualify them based on their approach alone.
No. That's the thing. As I was going to
Yeah.
say, I think that's more about the kinds of women who are attracted to you, and less about the manner in which they ask you out.
Yes. Got him. What can I say? I have a good relationship with my dad.
But yeah, that is Matchmaker Eugene, published in Brio.
By Kathy Buchanan.
Yep.
Miss Kathy, Queen Kathy, if you will.
Yeah.
Well, mine is not nearly as accredited as anything written by a writer on the show.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like mine's by Tulip 650-0156 on Wattpad. It's called Alicia's Adventures in Odyssey.
Oh, is
No
this the
can
one we
fight
already
God.
started?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going on the next chapter.
Yeah.
So if you haven't listened, we started this one in part 2 of Fanfic.
And we read the prologue, and I believe we read chapter 1, so we're on
Okay.
chapter 2. There's
Chapter 2. With bated breath, Dylan
Yes.
awaits.
Once I reached McAllister Park, I did some deep thinking while walking around. See what I mean, Alicia, I thought to myself. Nobody understands what I'm going through, and they don't care. They're too busy loving God, and they don't love me anymore. It's high time we taught Jesus Christ a lesson. If there was only a way I could become as great as him. You need a God to fight a God. Fire with fire. I paused my thinking and stepping as I stood beside a large cylinder stone. The top is slanted down towards the sidewalk with a left handprint large enough for anyone to fit their hand on it. The front side of the cylinder had an inscription that said, "Put your hand on the print and you may be chosen." Chosen for what? It was hard to understand it. If I were you, miss, I would not try doing what the so-called stone says, said a stranger. I asked why. When I did, it gave me this cut, and this cut is 3 weeks old. He showed me his pointer fingertip, and it had a fresh cut on it. Okay, thanks for the heads up. I gave back, hoping to get away and go home.
What is happening?
There's a stone in McAllister Park, and if you put your hand on it, it cuts you for a very long time, apparently.
Yeah.
He walked around me and continued on his way. I turned back to the stone, thinking, if I am not chosen, I would get a permanent mark on my finger. What I really am chosen? I would not know unless I find out. I put my left hand on the stone handprint, and the handprint glowed a light yellow, like it was scanning. All of a sudden, a green electric-like sparks stuck my hand into the stone. I tried pulling my hand away from it, but it was no use. I tried my right hand to support the left, but it was no use either. Ugh, let go. I made noises while I felt some kind of energy flowing into my body.
What in the wait.
What is happening?
So to recap this story, this is
A kid.
She is traveling across the country with like her family who's moving, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
they stop in Odyssey.
Yes.
And she goes to Wit's End.
And it's that movie with Amy Adams and the aliens. It would appear.
This is amazing.
Alicia had quite the adventure in Odyssey.
I had
no
literally
clue.
could not guess where this was going.
Me neither. Finally, one pull of my hand sent me flying a few feet away from the stone. Suddenly, vines grew from the ground and caught me in midair. It was all so sudden I stopped screaming from flying and wore a face of shock and amazement. It was like someone, maybe me, grew vines to catch me. I looked at my hands. They were glowing green, the same color as the green sparks that stuck me to the stone. I pulled out my hand mirror and looked at myself because my eyes felt different. My pupils were green, not black. Then I put the mirror back in my pocket and concentrated my energy on the vines, and the vines pulled me up and put me back upright on the ground. From there, I made a new discovery. I have Earth superpowers.
Heck yes. Oh, this is the best.
When I want to use it, I have to trigger it by a blink and my pupils turn green. You know my powers are on when my pupils are green. My hand glows green only when I am controlling some plant. I can also shut off my powers by blink and my pupils will go black again. Well, that's convenient. She figured that out really fast. I went back to the stone to thank it for giving me powers.
Does she have to think about it, or is she just flipping her powers on and off every time she blinks? It seems like I can control it.
I have to trigger it by a blink, and my pupils turn green. You know my powers are on when my pupils are green. It really could just be back and forth. That's not very...
All right. She's going back to thank the rock.
Yes. I went back to the stone to thank it for giving me powers. It spoke to me in my head. This is what it said. Congratulations, you have been chosen to have control over Earth superpowers. There are 9 supernatural powers in their universe. Earth, water, air, fire, cosmo, meaning space, stars, and planets. Time, mind and body, technology, and physics. Wow. If you ever face something too powerful for your powers, you, or with your super friends, can use spiritual elements, aka the fruits of the spirit, love, the strongest, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, and temperance. Good luck. Each symbol with the elements represents what each element looks like. So love is a strawberry, joy is a grape, peace is a peach, long-suffering is an apple, gentleness is an orange, goodness is a watermelon, faith is a lemon, meekness is a cherry, and temperance is a pear.
I don't think I've ever heard patience as long-suffering.
Yeah.
That's just not part of my translations
some KJV
growing
right
up.
There.
Like, my word. And temperance instead of self-control? I mean, sure.
It showed me what the spiritual elements look like as it spoke, according to my emoji-like drawings above. When it was through speaking, I put away the elements inside of itself for safekeeping. I had questions, but I dare not ask them because people would think I'm crazy talking to a stone. Besides, I got new superpowers, so I had better start practicing my earth control. The note at the bottom says, "Hey diary, listen, I know my first few chapters are short, but how else am I going to build up the suspense and awesomeness at the climax, as well as include cliffhangers? Well, signing off until next time."
Can we get one more chapter, Andrew?
Yeah. Oh, this one seems very promising because it's Meet Magic Partners, Chapter 3.
Okay.
It doesn't look terribly longer. I've been practicing my control over my powers for over an hour. I was having fun and making sure nobody knew about it or saw it. If they did, they might do the same thing as in the movies. Hold you hostage for your powers and try and take them away from you. Excellent deduction. Look out, a huge wave from the pond incoming. What? I turned towards the voice. A girl was inside the wave, looking terrified. I used my powers to grow a plant and shaped it so it looked like a macaroni. That way, the wave would splash into the lower end of the tube and flow out of the other side, back into the pond. The wave did exactly that. The girl in the wave seemed to see that coming because she jumped out of it. I was afraid of how to explain what I did as the girl watched me put away my macaroni plant. "So you're the Earth Girl, huh?" she asked me. "What makes you think I am?" asked nervously. "Because I know about the superpowers and the spiritual elements from the stone. I was chosen to have control over water powers. My name is Sophia Emerson." She put her hand out. "My name's Alicia Sims. It's a pleasure to meet you." I grew more relaxed as we shook hands. "Because of your powers, I feel like renaming you Moana? Moana. Is that Moana as
that
in the
movie?
movie?
That is Moana as in the movie because she has water powers. I haven't seen Moana.
But yeah, okay, cool. We laughed at a little bit. Do you know anyone else who has superpowers as well as us? Yep, my sisters. A slight breeze hits our skins, and Sophia looked around. Go ahead and show yourself, Wind Girl. An image of a girl who looks similar to Sophia gradually appeared out of midair. Actually, that's Air Girl to you, but Wind does sound a little better. The appearing girl said she turned toward me and put her hand out. I'm Christiana Emerson, but you can call me Chris. Hi, I'm Alicia Sims. I shook her hand and realized that her voice is usually a little louder than normal. So you have powers? Does it give you the ability to turn invisible? Yes and yes. Let's just say I have so much control over the air I can easily blend in. We laughed at her pun. Suddenly...
What's the pun?
So much control I can easily blend in? I don't know. Okay. Suddenly, I felt like my body was starting to burn. Oh, goodness. Girls, is it starting to get hot to you, I asked. I'm starting to sweat in places I never thought I could. I'm pretty sure that's just puberty. Listen, Lisa, put out the heat flame, will ya? Chris asked in my direction. A girl came from behind me so I could see her. Oh, blow off, will ya? What? The girl says to Chris,
Wind
and then...
girl.
Yeah. My name is Lisa Emerson. Also, known to my sisters as Fire Girl. Can you guess why? Yes, because you have fire superpowers. My name is Alicia Sims, also known as the Earth Girl. I put out my hand and Lisa shook it. For a moment, I liked my new title. Where are you from? I've never seen you in Odyssey before, Sophia asked me. I told the Emerson girls, about where I was really from, what happened to me, and how I ended up in Odyssey. Wow, you must have been through a lot. It's a good thing Jesus helped you out of your situation, except for for the moving van, Chris said, which zapped my heart with anger. Forget about God, I said. Let's talk about something else. Lisa, how did you keep me up without setting anything on fire? Simple. I create fire with my right hand, rested that hand on my left, and gently touched your skirt. So your clothing heated up. I can't burn myself with my powers. Wait a minute. Why do you want to change the subject about God since you know who he is? Said Lisa. I don't care about God. He doesn't matter to me anymore. Anyway, I need to head back to the hotel because my parents are expecting me in a moment. Have a good day. Farewell, Sophia said. See ya, Christina called. Ciao, Lisa yelled. Cool. Then the girls looked at each other suspiciously and concerned. Having earth power gives people the advantage of using nature to feel sound waves in the presence of other super powerful people. I felt the Emerson girls head off to Wit's End, most likely to talk to Mr. Whitaker about my feelings against God. I felt like giving up my feelings against Jesus and repenting, but I was too stubborn and afraid. End of chapter. Chapter 4. Family War.
I'm on the edge of my seat, Andrew.
Well, you'll just have to come back in 2 weeks.
Okay, all right. We're doing back-to-back fanfic episodes?
I feel like we might have to. I don't know. This is a gripping narrative.
It really is.
We've got the Infinity Stones with bending and Mr. Whitaker.
It's true. It's true. Oh man, and we got to get back to my pocket watch one.
Oh yeah.
So, all right, you wanna end it here?
I think we shall.
All right.
Love you.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on to this chaotic episode of the Bonus Show.
Thanks for being here.
We'll be back another time with another thing. Bye, guys.
Bye.
And it's not over till Dylan presses stop because he can't find his mouse. Stop.